Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Timothy hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo Plays Podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cash it like a G. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's a B, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG. Narcocop, Timmy T, Friday nights, the Lambo Plays Podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Lambo Plays Podcast, episode 180 for UFC Belgrade. I am your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Tim. Tim, we have 14 fights, lots of newcomers, lots of unknowns, I would say, on some of these fighters, right? I think this is like back-to-back weeks where we kind of have unknowns, newcomers. It seems to be a common theme lately with UFC, you know, a lot of late replacements, stuff like that. But we have 14 fights. We have I would say I want to call it a decent card. I mean, there's some good matchups. There's some bad matchups. I mean, I feel like in this card, like obviously the main event is a banger, right? As far as like, if you want violence, stuff like that. But I do feel like there's going to be some snoozers. I feel like there's going to be some snoozers here. So, yeah, how do you feel about this card? We got 14 fights, lots of fights here to break down.
This is like Dana White Contender Series Serbia. Like this is a bunch of guys that I don't think they have jobs unless they're Serbian or, you know, Euro trash fighters that are getting jobs right now. Yeah, with you, man. Sometimes these cards can be good though, because I think there's going to be a decent amount of violence in some of them. So, and some should just be some absolute like murder shows. You're muted.
Why is my mic muted? Okay, yeah, that's what I feel like it's going to be, but you know, we'll see. I mean, we're always surprised with the UFC. You could have the worst card, but it's the most action card. And then you can have the best card on paper, and it's absolutely the worst card to watch, right? So let me go over to my chat. Mushroom is first one in the house. Azure also in here. Addicted to Combat, my boy. Go look at this guy fucking, I don't know what he deadlift, like 700 and some pounds. I mean, the guy's an absolute savage. What's up, Carlos? Thank you for joining. Stan in the house. What's up? Daz also in the house. Flat Earth Grappler. What's up, my man? Trey, PFL is so bad. I agree. DO7, maybe, just maybe Daniel Rodriguez is knocking him out. That's very possible. I mean, we don't know, but we'll see. What else do we have here? Why did I just lose the chat? Oh, there it is. Left for Dead. What's up? How are you doing? Dakota's ass. I mean, she's good. Come on. Just because she, for the first time, she doesn't finish. I mean, it's all right. Adam, what's up? Over there on Rumble. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. William Robbins, how are you? Kyle Larson, also Oreo in the house. How long have you guys known each other for? GSB is asking Tim. Can you tell him?
5
You have
years,
better
right?
memory than my old ass.
5 years,
Huh?
I think. Around 5 years.
More than that. More than that. I've been in Arizona for 5, Tim.
No, I think didn't we start? We've had the show. I mean, we've done the show for like over 150, probably, right?
Yeah, more than that.
I know
Yeah.
you've had the show for like 100.
What
This
I'm
is
saying is
190.
I've been in Arizona for almost 5 years now, and we were hanging out in Chicago when we went to Rivers. What do you mean?
Yeah, so 2020 probably.
I would say about 6 years. Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably knew you before that, like on Spaces and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah. What's up, Stones? Thank you for joining. Playing for real. Let's go. Blaze Towns. What's up, my man? TJ, let's go. Big money in Belgrade. All right, Tim, we're going to start out here. No wasting time. First fight, it is in the strawweight division. It is the 7-1 Marina Spasic versus the 7-2-1 Stefiani Luciano. Luciano 330, Spasic 267. Somehow Tim always gets these barn burners in this first fight, and definitely a lotion fight for Tim. I can guarantee you the shelves at CVS are wiped clean.
Yeah, the name today is Lotion for Luciano, and it's obvious why. Yeah, love me some Stephanie Luciano fights. This Marina Spasic for me, I feel like is a kind of slow kickboxer that just, she's very hittable, doesn't like to get doesn't really get off the center line when she's fighting. 2 fights ago in her loss, just kept getting jabbed up and outworked. Was a really bad look, I think, for this fight. I feel like Luciano can do just more and is quicker, quicker to the punch, and will, not fuck around in the fight at all. I also think there's decent grappling upside for Luciano in this fight if she wants to pursue it. So for me, I like Luciano sub at plus 470. The round 2, round 3 sub is 15-1 and plus 2,000. I might also play the round 2, round 3 just to play it safe. But yeah, I think a late sub if she grapples is very live here, or just a sub in general if she grapples early. I think if this fight is striking for 15 minutes, I would lean it like, I think it's like minus 220 range, minus 250 range for Luciano instead of minus 330. So a decent amount off, but I still think that in a striking fight, she outworks Spasic and is less hittable. So big grappling upside if she wants to take it there, though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Luciano, I think, is a little bit lacking in fight IQ. Like even last fight against Oliveira, like she should have taken it down early, right? Like she decided to strike with Oliveira. Someone was telling me she lost round 1 to Oliveira, which it's a matter of like fight IQ, right? Like she didn't even try to take her down, decided to strike with her, and ended up losing that first round. You see in round 3 what she did to her when she got her down. You know what I'm saying? It's like you knew she was better than her on the mat, but it's like she just doesn't use good fight IQ, honestly. And, if she's smart here, she's going to grapple. Like, I do think Spasic is the better striker. She has a pretty pronounced, like, kickboxing background. Like, her loss was to another, like, world-class kickboxer from Russia who's really, really good. I watched that fight, and they were, like, back and forth, but the other girl was getting the best of her on the feet. And actually, Spasic landed takedowns in that fight. But yeah, like if Luciano's smart, if this is just stand-up, dude, it's like I would play Spasic, honestly, very easily. If this was, and by the way, you see them at face-offs, they're literally the same height. I don't think she's 2 inches taller, like maybe an inch for Luciano at most. But yeah, man, I feel like this line's a little bit too big, being that Luciano has to travel to Serbia. She's fighting the hometown girl. I believe the hometown girl is the better striker of the two. And then you top it off with, Luciano a little bit. Fight IQ is a bit shaky. So, yeah, man, I feel like this line's a little bit too big. But like you said, I mean, submission is what I came up with as well, like plus 470. The thing with Spasic is we've never even seen her kind of grapple, Tim. Like I watched a lot of her fights, and I couldn't really find anybody that actually proactively grappled her. I mean, that last chick, Samara Santos, who looks like 1,000,000 years old, it says she's 33. She attempted to get like body lock takedowns, but she had no clue how to wrestle at all. Like, I don't know. And then when you look at every other girl, it's like there's no other girl that wrestled her, Spasic. So it's like, how about if Luciano gets on top? Then what happens? Is this girl like a white belt? So yeah, sub plus 470. Not like my strongest read, but I think you have to kind of sprinkle it just with the unknowns with Spasic on the map. Let's go. There's my boy Brandon. What's up, my boy? Breaking Bad Boxing. Brandon's going to slide in Luciano's DMs. I'm pretty sure you already went there. Okay, next fight. It is in the heavyweight division. It is the 21-5 Alexander Popik versus the 13-2 Jovan Leka. And currently Leka minus 265. Popik plus 219. I have a semi-big bet on Leka, like at a minus 200 type of price. I mean, Popik came in there at like 215 at the weigh-ins. He is severely undersized as far as weight is concerned. Now, at face-offs, they're about the same size, honestly. Leka maybe is an inch taller, if that. But, I mean, he's going to hold a massive, massive weight advantage. I mean, this guy, Leka, cuts to 265. You know what I'm saying? I think he weighed 262 or 3. But this guy for sure cuts weight to make heavyweight. The other guy's like probably eating. He went to, actually, Tim, I saw him at that Caesar's buffet trying to get weight on. Popik. He still only made 215. So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't really like both guys wrestling. I think Popik is like a robot on the feet. He's very slow. Somehow Leka might even look more athletic than him. I don't know how, but I think it's possible that he looks like more athletic, more fleet of feet. Popik is just like very flat-footed. He throws big shots. His wrestling is not all that. And I just think if Leka like holds him on the fence, like let's say they clinch, where the hell is Popik going to go? He's got to move 280 pounds, bro. So I don't know if Leka's going to finish him, though. Like Popik, I feel like is a low volume, like survivor. He's going to skirt the cage. He's not going to do much. I don't know. I'm more tempted with Leka decision at plus 230, honestly. He's the other thing with Leka I don't like in his fights that are extended, his gas tank doesn't look great, honestly. His gas tank does not look great. Now, it's going to be fine over here because Popik just took this fight on like a week's notice, bro. His gas tank is probably going to be way worse. So, yeah. I mean, Leka's decision plus 230.
I think Popik's gas is even on a full camp. I think Popik's gas is worse. Like I agree that Leka doesn't look like great late in fights, but I think he fights through it and he kind of is like a functional gasser. But Popik to me just is kind of a gas bag in a dude that's fought at 185 and multiple fights and then 205. He's in the wrong weight class. And Leka to me is like I think he's like a Walmart Martin Boudet kind of guy, like just like very, cage pushy, stay safe. If he can get you down, then he's really heavy on top situation. He got a couple of good like body lock throws in some of the fights that I was watching. I think that's live here to get a takedown. I don't think he's like a good wrestler, like traditional, like, single legs and double legs, things like that. But I think he could get a body lock trip or a body lock throw in this situation. And then at that point, I think, especially later in the fight, I think it's possible that Popik might kind of just shell up and give up at some point. So I went with late round props, plus 550 on round 2 and plus 1,000 on round 3. But I don't disagree that it's possible that he could just lay on him or just make this one of the most boring fights of all time to watch, like a typical Martin Buday type fight. But I'll take the late round props more on Popik gassing and Leka actually getting on top late in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's if he gets on top, I mean, how does Popik get up, man? Like he's in big trouble. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the other thing I mentioned about Popik is, like, you look at his win streak lately, and it's like whatever, 5. He's fought fucking cans, man. Like bad fighters. I mean, Narcoon is completely washed. He beat him by decision. But that guy, Thomas Narcoon, he got cut from KSW because he lost 3 in a row. He looks washed as fuck in that fight. And his last loss is to a guy, Pavel Langer, who's 13-12, bro, like a couple years ago. So I don't think this guy's UFC material, to be honest. I don't know if you remember, this guy was on Contender Series a long time ago. Jamal Hill finished him
by Hill. Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on here. Fight number 3. It is in a bantamweight division. It is the 7-5 Haley Cowan versus the 8-1 Nina Milosevic. Milosevic minus 500. Cowan plus 375. Tim, is there lotion again or partly?
This might be a half lotion fight here. Yeah. If I have any lotion left.
All right.
If I have any lotion left from the Luciano fight, we'll see. I might have to take some I'm going to take some electrolytes after the Luciano fight. This fight for me is kind of weird because I think Milosevic, I think Nina is more dangerous, everywhere, and just better all the way around and all these skills, except for really one facet that I'm a little bit worried about. And it's like WMMA meta is like, who is more physical and who is stronger. And that's where I think that Cowan's probably physically stronger. I don't know that, but she's physically stronger than a lot of the fighters that she fights against, but it really hasn't helped her really that much, in winning some of these fights. Like, she just cowers at the first, moment of adversity and seems to have really poor gas. She's probably got like 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes of, dogging her in these fights before she just becomes completely ineffective. For me, I think what happens in this fight is I think Haley, proactively is trying to cage push. And I think eventually Milosevic is going to either get a trip or get taken down and then sweep or reverse, or even potentially sub off her back with an arm bar or something like that. I'm not impressed at all with the jiu-jitsu of Cowan. So yeah, I went with Nina by sub at plus 230. If you want to get greasy, sub 2 is 9-1, sub 3 is 13-1. I do think the later the fight goes, the more that Haley makes mistakes and becomes just weaker and weaker. So she could sub her in any round. So I would just take the sub, alone. But yeah, sub 2-3 for me for Nina in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this Nina girl, like, did you see her face off? She's a lot smaller, by the way, than Cowan. I feel like she's very aggressive. Like, her striking is okay. I wouldn't say it's better than Cowan's, I can tell you that, but it's just kind of sloppy at times. I'm not even her grappling. I'm kind of not impressed with it. Like, even watching the last fight against that Osman chick, that I'm going to guess she's terrible. I mean, she is 4-1, but she's fighting in the Middle East.
Insane how she didn't sub her in that fight.
How did the rear naked choke, like way under the chin, not get the sub twice, right? Was it once or twice? I can't remember correctly.
It was, I think it was twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
And she didn't get the sub against that chick. And like, it's hard to, honestly, it's very, very hard to gauge how good Nina is. Now, she has a great amateur background. Like, she's 12-1 as an amateur. She has pretty good wins, you know, in her amateur days, but it's hard to like how do you justify like how good are those amateur wins in pros, you know? And then when you look at her pro win, you know, her pro losses to a pretty good fighter, you know, it's that her debut split loss, but her wins are just against shit fighters, to be honest. It's like Cowan is always good early. If you notice in a bunch of her fights, she usually looks good. Like in the whatchamacallit fight, she looked very good. Where she got subbed, she looked very good early. She won round 1, right? She grappled Cornell. I think she had Cornell's back in round 1. And then proceeds to like try to grapple again, and somehow like it was the sloppiest sequence where she went to grapple and like by the cage and she fell on all of her fours. And then all of a sudden Cornell's on her back. And then the sub is in there thereafter. You know, it was like a neck crank. It wasn't even like a rear. I think they called it a RNC, but it looked like a neck crank to me. But she's faced better girls. I mean, let's be honest. Jamie Lynn Horth is better than anybody Nina's ever faced, right? And to be honest, that fight wasn't it a 29-28 fairly competitive fight against Jamie Lynn Horth, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then that Alice Pereira fight, I mean, Alice Pereira was throwing everything into all of her punches, and she landed a big knee. It's like, whatever. I still think Cowan, honestly, her chin is good. I don't think she's like chinny or anything. Is there a world where Cowan gets on top of this Milosevic and like wins minutes? Honestly, is it like crazy to think like that?
No, totally. That's where I think the money line is kind of stupid, just because of the physicality. Like, how if she's just way stronger and you just see her just, you know, top timer and stay safe, like this could be a 29-28 and then just like survive round 3, you know, for sure.
I mean, I'm trying to lead you there, Tim, because I think Cowan by decision at plus 650 is crazy. I think that's her. I don't think she's finishing this girl. This girl looks very, very tough.
Yeah.
I think, listen, don't get me wrong. I think Cowan stinks. I'm not making a case to say Cowan is good, but I mean, it's a UFC debut against a girl that's been in the UFC. That's, you know, can grapple some. Like we've seen her grapple better girls. Like she grappled. Didn't she take Jamie Lynn Horth down? If I'm not mistaken. And Jamie Lynn Horth is like physical and pretty big, you know. Yeah, she took her down 2 different times. I mean, competitive in the striking. She had 5 minutes of control against her. Like, I mean, I don't think it's crazy to think that she can win a decision here. Honestly, it's plus 650. Listen, I think Milosevic wins. I just like the price, man. I just think that there is a world that Cowan can win this fight. And I think it's via, you know, just being stronger, getting takedowns, top time, stuff like that. Now, she gets swept and finished. She gets swept and finished. Yeah, it's possible. But I like the line. I like the plus 650 here.
Yeah, her split
Steve
has
Harvey
to be pretty
says
good.
her
Too.
decision win against that Mandu. Yeah, that girl's terrible too, dude. That girl was like flailing, like getting takedowns, falling on her face. It was a terrible look that she didn't finish that chick, honestly. Yeah, I mean, Cowan, we've heard about the outside stuff. I think that's been for a while. I think that's kind of done with that outside stuff, but I don't know, with her husband and stuff. So, all right, let's move on, Tim. Next fight. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 18-10 Kyle Propolek versus the 20-5 Mateusz Rebecki. Rebecki minus 700. Propolek plus 505. I bet Propolek against Dober. I thought it was a very good bet at like whatever huge plus number. It was 1-1, you know, and everybody knows about the nut shot, and I don't want to rehash everything, but you know, the reason why I bet Propolek in that fight is because I knew Dober's not going to grapple. I said he's not going to grapple. It's going to be a stand-up fight, and in a stand-up fight, you know, Kyle Propolek is a pretty good striker, and he's tough. You know, he's not easy to get out of there. That was the first time he's ever been knocked out in 28 fights, right? So he's not easy to get out of there when it comes to the knockout. And Dober hits hard. And the only reason Dober even got the knockout is because he got that second win where he rested for 5 minutes and just came out and like tried to kill him and landed big shots. Now, the big difference here is like, I know Rebecca's been in wars. I know Rebecca, he's been cut a lot. He's been this and that. But like, just tell me when does Rebecca want to go for a takedown and get stuffed in this fight? At what point? Like, I just don't see it. Propolik's takedown defense is not good. Rebecca's been facing like a murderer's row of good grapplers, like Grant Dawson. Ludovic Klein is not a good grappler, but he has exceptional takedown defense. He still took him down, but he's got excellent takedown defense. Chris Duncan, very, very good grappler. Mektabek Oralbai, very good grappler. Diego Ferreira, very good grappler. It's like he's faced nothing but grapplers and good grapplers at that. And then you go down to Roosevelt Roberts, and what does he do to him, Tim? He ragdolls him and gets an armbar, right? I just think he's going to do the same thing against Propolik, to be honest. I think, maybe he's going to mess around on the feet a little bit and kick and throw big shots and stuff like that. But I like sub here quite a bit, honestly, at plus 240. I think he's going to sub this guy. I mean, he can ground and pound him for sure, but I think Propolik is so tough and squirmy and stuff that I think he just ends up getting subbed instead of getting KO'd. So I'm going to go with the plus 240. I also think, like, if you're going to play maybe sub 2-3, like when Propolik is a little bit slowed down and stuff, and Rebecca's kind of having his way with him, is not a bad look. So, yeah, I like Rebecca here. I'm not going to lay minus 700, but honestly think he can make it look very, very, very easy here.
We see this one very similarly. Propolik is just a horrible matchup for this is a horrible matchup for him. I don't even think, honestly, I think it's be stupid for Rebecca not to try to grapple, but like, even if this fight was 15 minutes striking, I don't think that this is, I think the line is wide then, but I still think that Rebecca could outstrike Propolik. Like, it's not like Rebecca's like shit on the feet. He knocked down CDF before he death gassed and tried to get him through ground and pound in round one, and that basically was the end of him. And then he knocked out Loic with calf kicks and then just nuked him. Yeah, he's not a shit striker. He's just very hittable, and he always looks like, he was hit by a truck at some point in fights. So he just doesn't take damage well. So I don't think that he's this isn't really close on the feet. Like, I think he could even have an edge on the feet. So but the path is for sure grappling. So yeah, I'm with you. The only thing I would think is, I think if he grapples early, I think it's over early. So I don't.
Yeah, I agree with you. Think about this too. I thought about it just like while you were talking. I'm like, yeah, I just remembered that. Like, there's a Canada card coming, and they're like, no, Propolik, you're going all the way to Serbia to face this guy that's like right next door. He's been training in Poland. Go have fun.
Yeah, like, they don't like.
They literally want to find a reason to cut him. Like, he's lost 2 in a row. This is gonna be his 3rd one. Has he even won a fight in the UFC?
No.
He's 0-2 the first stint.
0-2.
He's 0-2, so it's 0-4 in the UFC. I mean, they're sending him out to get slaughtered. Let's be honest. Like, maybe it doesn't happen, but I'm pretty confident it happens. Honestly, I don't see how this guy's gonna stuff these takedowns, man. And on top, he's gonna get wrecked by Rebecca. So, yeah, I mean, not much else here. Let's move on. The next one, it's in the featherweight division. It is the 12-6 Dennis Bazooka versus the 15-4 Bogdan Grad. Grad minus 190, Bazooka plus 165. Tim, is this the swan song for Dennis Bazooka, or is he going to keep going?
I think it is, honestly. I think that this fight, Bazooka is not good on his back foot, and when he's getting pressured versus guys. And I think that if he goes straight to war with Grad, I mean, yes, he could hurt Grad. Grad's very hittable, but Grad's just a fucking dog. Like, I just think he's just got way more dog in him than Bazooka. Also, Bazooka's coming off of being absolutely nuked by Barcelos 3.5 months ago, like flatline nuked. And I think that's a bad timeline to come back from a fight. Like, I think you need more time than that to recover. And I think his chin was kind of going even before then. I think the knockout versus Emmers is never a good look. Emmers is not knocking guys out with one shot, and it wasn't even really a huge shot anyways. Grad, you know, he's like just a brawler and a marauder. He's just going to come out at you, and he's going to throw 100 strikes at you in a fight. And I just think that, you know, the chin worries and just the sheer pressure from Grad eventually gets Bazooka. So Grad by KO is plus 370. You know, KO2, KO3 are good lines at, like, you know, plus 950, plus 1400 time range. I think you could KO in one as well. So I would just take KO at plus 370 for Grad. I think that he gets Bazooka out.
Do you think he can sub him at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I mean, like, what's his face? I had Sean Woodson in an absolutely insane line on submission versus Bazooka when he had his back, and he didn't really go for it that well, but he went like it was there. So I think round two, I think you're right. I think going like round 2, round 3 for Grad is probably better than KO 2-3. But I think I would lean KO if he finishes.
Yeah, I mean, he's a madman, this guy. Even the fights that go to distance, like freaking crazy wars and shit like that. The thing is, he's pretty damn strong. Like, you could see it, like, on tape. You know, he's pretty damn strong. He can take people down. His gas tank is like weird. It looks like he's gassed, but he pushes through pretty damn good. I feel like instead of playing like rounds and methods, I think inside the distance, for Grad at plus 215 kind of caught my eye. Like, he throws so hard that if he lands those shots, I think he can put out Bazooka. I mean, Bazooka got put out by Emmers, who doesn't hit hard, in my opinion. Grad throws everything into a shot. If he lands a big overhand, Bazooka's going to probably go to sleep. The other thing is, honestly, very, very concerning to me is the way Barbosa put this guy out. And I knew Barbosa was going to knock this dude out, but the way he fucking put him out, Tim, and dude, that was April 18th of this year. It was literally May, June, July. It's 3.5 months, bro. He's coming back from a nasty knockout. I mean, is this guy's head even cleared after that? You know what I'm saying? It's like his best win or his only win, in the UFC is a guy that stinks, shouldn't even be in the UFC, and that's Connor Matthews. And it was like, whatever, round 3 finish.
Yeah. Huh? It took him 3 rounds.
Yeah, it's like he hasn't looked good in the UFC, bro. Like, maybe the Francis Marshall is the best look, but I don't think that should have been a split. That's a garbage split decision. Like, one judge gave
his best performance, though. I agree.
One judge gave round 2 to Bazooka when he got almost finished. How the fuck do you give him round 2? Like, he literally almost got finished in round 2. That Marshall fight, he got killed just because he came back and he made Marshall's nosebleed. Somehow, some judge gave him that round. It should have never been split, you know. But yeah, at the end of the day, man, I just feel like one guy is kind of UFC level and he can compete at the UFC level, while the other guy just rides the coattails of Merab and Aljamain Sterling, and that's about all he has going for him. Like, he can't win a fight in the UFC, you know. I know he's faced pretty good guys, don't get me wrong, like Emmers, Woodson, Marshall, Barbosa. All these guys are good fighters, and most likely even Grad would be losing to all of these guys, you know. I'm not sure he would, but most likely he would be losing to all of these guys. So I get it. But on the other end, it's like, it's not really competitive with a lot of these guys outside of the Marshall fight, you know. And that was very short notice, by the way, for Marshall in that fight. Very short notice. I think it was the week of he took the fight. So, and it was at 55. Yeah, I'm just going ITD Grad plus 215. Now, I don't have a strong take on this fight. I really don't, because I really don't think of Grad as a very good fighter, honestly. Like, he's just a brawler, marauder, whatever you want to call him.
Defensively void.
Yeah, very void. All right, let's move on. Next fight, it's in the bantamweight division. It is the 12-4-2 Mark Vologden versus the 16-2 Borislav Nikolic. Nikolic minus 190. Vologden plus 165. I think this line's moved a little bit. Yeah, it's moved a little bit. Minus 215. And the comeback on Vologden at plus 183. I'm going here. So this is a fight that I think actually Vologden could have some success early. He's always looked pretty good early in fights when he's not gassed, right? He is fleet of feet. He's moving around. He's striking well. He's kicking. He's doing all the right things early when his senses are all there. In the minute the cardio starts dropping off to him, the brain function starts dropping off and everything goes out the window. His technique goes out the window. He becomes flat-footed. He becomes very hittable. He makes bad fight IQ decisions, rolling thunders, shit like that. I mean, just the waste of energy with these rolling thunders he keeps doing. He fought Martinetti, who I don't really rate that high, almost got finished. He fought Castaneda, another guy that, probably told the tail end of his career, almost got finished. Nikolic is an absolute maniac, dude. I watch this guy tape. He's a maniac. He's throwing everything into every kick, every punch. He's got a nasty jab, very, very long, huge size advantage. He was doing like this to him, looking over him at face-offs. It was hilarious. I just feel like Nikolic is going to finish this dude, man. And I don't think it's going to be round one because Vologden is tough. He's got a great chin, but that chin's going to go. You cannot take the amount of damage he's taken in the last two fights. And I think he's facing probably the hardest hitter he's ever faced in Nikolic, a guy that's just going to keep coming. He's going to throw knees. He's going to throw elbows. I could see even Mark Vologden going for a takedown and eating a big fucking knee, honestly. I think he can get takedowns against Nikolic because Nikolic takedown defense is not good. But I also think Nikolic can put him in some dangerous front chokes. Like he's got front chokes. And he can keep going and going and going. And I know it's short notice, but man, he looked great on the scales. I mean, really, really good. I think this is Nikolic 2-3, man. It's 700, 1,000. I don't want to mess around with KO or sub because I know Vologden's neck is short and all that, but this Nikolic guy has long arms. They're skinny. They're one of those where he just wraps up a front choke. And even though Vologden's like short and compact, good luck getting out of it, So I'm going 2-3 here. I think he's going to finish him on the tail end of the, maybe round 2 as Vologden slows down or even round 3. But yeah, I mean, I think Vologden finishes. Nikolic finishes here.
Yeah, if we found out if Mark Vologden has left the Shire yet for the fights in Serbia, because this dude has been hanging out with Frodo Baggins for too long. Yeah, 5'3", short reach, gassy. I can't get to Vologden. I haven't. I lost on round 2, round 3 props with Castaneda last fight, and that was pure AIDS. Castaneda hit it with a huge fucking head kick as well, and it didn't work. Yeah, I think I'm the same way with this with this fight. I think it's round 2, round 3 for Nikolic. Just heavy pressure. I think Vologden also doesn't do well with guys that are pressuring him. As soon as Castaneda started pressuring him and walking forward, he was just killing him. When Castaneda fought the first round, he was allowing Vologden to walk him down and pressure him, and that's where he's significantly better as a striker. If he's on his back foot, he's just not good. I do not think that Nikolic is going to let Mark walk him down. The only thing I saw with Nikolic that I didn't like is he starts off slow. So that's where I totally agree that Vologden, who starts off well, and Nikolic, who doesn't start off well and kind of works his way into fights. It could be a good live spot if Nikolic doesn't look good as early in round 1. So yeah, I'm taking round 2, round 3 props as well. I think that, like you said, the front choke defense will allow Vologden to maybe have success with a couple of takedowns, but I think it also will be potential to get him subbed at some point in the fight too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what are they saying here? That noodle arm squeeze. Vologden's vlogs should be his YouTube channel. Yeah, he's got hilarious vlogs. I saw some of them. He's funny. Prop Father says he will gas. I think he gasses every fight, honestly. He relies even on the regionals when he gassed. What I noticed is he relies on takedowns and kind of like just sitting on top of people and just chilling. Nikolic is not going to let you chill. I could tell you that right now. He's going to be throwing up subs, pushing you, elbowing you. He just keeps working. So it's a fight that I think they're trying to, in a way, showcase Nikolic, honestly, even though he's late notice. He's a very exciting fighter. I mean, this is the type of fighter UFC wants, right? They're cutting all the wrestlers and stuff. They want guys like this guy, an absolute maniac. There's a couple of maniacs on this card. Even Vologden is honestly exciting. I mean, we can't take that away from him. He's been in 2 absolute fucking crazy fights, So they're giving him another madman. So let's see what happens. Moving on, next fight. It is in a welterweight division. It is the 12-4 Oban Elliott versus the 9-0 Michael Oliveira. Oliveira minus 360. Elliott plus 289. Tim, who's it going to be? The Welsh Gangster or PQD?
PQD. You know me, man. We've talked plenty of Oban Elliott fights, and I've never believed in Oban Elliott. I can't believe I missed the fade on him with Co. You were on Co. I can't believe I missed the fade with him on him. Yeah, for me, this fight, this is a really tough matchup for Oban Elliott. He's at a speed disadvantage. He's at a power disadvantage. Just striking is significantly cleaner and more technical from Oliveira. I think that Oban has to try to grapple here and try to cage push and get, challenge Oliveira, who we haven't really gotten any predictive data on him in grappling sequences or on his back or just even him grappling himself. So, yeah, I think that this is a tough matchup for Oban here. And the Oliveira side, I think that he's had fights where he's gone after guys where he can he doesn't feel like any threat whatsoever. And then he's also fought very patiently in other fights. So I kind of don't know what to expect if he's going to come out more patiently in this fight and work his way into the fight and see what Oban has to give him. And maybe he tries to stay at range a little bit more and just jab his face off. I'm going to go, I have a whisper bet here later, but I'm going to go round 2, round 3 at plus 410 and plus 650. But I think you got to sprinkle sub 2-3. I think you have to plus $1 million on these ones. Sub alone is plus 2,000. I think when we hit these types of bets, you always get the Luciano sub last fight is at a massive line. And now it's plus 470. We don't know what Oliveira does. I think that this is a situation where Oban Elliott could go for a body lock takedown or try to clinch him up. And then Oliveira just ragdolls him, kind of like Mikhailov did, and just kind of takes his back and subs him. So massive lines on Oliveira by sub and sub 2-3.
Yeah. I mean, the only question obviously here is there's one question and only it's that it's what does Oliveira look like on his back? How is his jiu-jitsu? We don't know. Nobody really knows. You stalk his IG. I stalked all of his IG. He's a actual purple belt. He's very, very big for the division. I mean, big as in muscular and strong. You see him constantly grappling with Adolfo Bellato, who is, a 205er. And this guy's fighting at 70 and they're constantly grappling and he's holding his own a lot in the grappling there. He's sparring, these guys at his gym that it's called the KO squad. They spar like the fighting nerds, they're absolutely killing each other in sparring. So he's throwing bombs on Bellato. Bellato's throwing bombs back. This guy is just, his striking is really good, man. He measures distance very well, right? He's got a very long reach. Look at that reach. He just knows how to maintain distance. He jabs you up. That jab is an absolute piston. That's the other thing you have to remember. You know, when you're trying to grapple a guy like Michael Oliveira and he has that jab, it's extremely hard to get in range. Like every time you're coming into range, you're getting popped with a jab. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a normal jab. It's powerful. It's strong. He puts a lot of mustard in those jabs. And, you know, and then the other part that I love is like, you know, he's kind of like touch. He's not overthrowing. And then boom, he rips it to the body, or boom, he'll rip an uppercut, or boom, he'll rip a straight right hand. He's kind of lulling guys to sleep by just touching them and then bang, throwing the big shot behind it. And he has a lot of power. You could see, I mean, look at what he did to Victor Valenzuela's face, man. Its fucking face was destroyed. And that dude is extremely tough, Victor Valenzuela. He's a good kickboxer. You know, the fights, even the fights that you see him that gone the distance, Tim, he dropped the one guy like 5 times. He went the distance. The other guy, Aldo Pereira, got dropped like 2 or 3 times, and he went the distance. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's still very close to finishing these guys, you know? So the one thing I would say prior to the Dana White Contender Series, not in the Dana, but prior to the Dana White Contender Series, sometimes when he hurts guys, he just kind of unleashes. And I don't like that because you can get countered in that sequence where, you know, a guy is shelling up, you're unleashing, and he just, boom, he catches you with a left hook and down you go or something, you know? So he does a lot of that in the regional tape, but in Dana White's Contender Series, he did not do that, man. He was a lot more reserved. He was a lot smarter, and he picked the shots a lot better. So Oban Elliott, if he can't get this fight to the ground, he's cooked. He's absolutely cooked on the feet. This is not going to be close on the feet. This is not Basel Hafez. This is not any of these guys. This guy is really, really good on the feet. You know, I put a post, Michael Morales 2.0. Like, he reminds me a little of Michael Morales. Yeah, maybe he doesn't have the wrestling Michael Morales does, but the stature, the power, the jab, the length is all like kind of like Michael Morales. So I'm going to go with 2-3 KO plus 230. It's not the best price. I mean, it could, I guess, happen in round 1. But the one thing I will tell you about Michael Oliveira, he kind of takes his time. He's not a guy. I know he has finishes in round 1 and a lot of them, but I still think this is a guy that, you know, as he's getting more fights, he's taking his time more. You could see it even in Dana White's Contender Series, right? He was taking his time. He didn't want to. The last 3 fights, Tim, the round 3 finish, the decision, and the round 2 finish. He's been taking his time. The guy he finished in round 3, he got hurt like 16 times, but he just didn't go balls to the wall. It's like, let me take my time because I don't want to get countered, you know? So I'm going to go 2-3 KO plus 230. Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't lose to Oban Elliott. If he loses Oban Elliott, we're going to have to rethink what this guy really is, you know? Moving on, it is in the lightweight division. It is the 23-6 Tofik Musayev versus the 24-5-1 Ludovic Klein. Klein minus 275. Musayev plus 226. I'm going to go first here. Man, there's a line that actually caught my eye. Now, here, I think Klein's probably going to win this fight. He's going to be a little bit faster. He's going to be a little bit cleaner. Musayev potentially could get takedowns, but it's going to be hard. I think Klein will make you work. He's very, very hard to take down. But, man, Musayev KO is 6-1. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why is it so big? This is a guy, I think people seem to forget who Musayev is. Like, this is a guy that has 18 fucking knockouts out of his 23 wins, Tim. This guy puts guys to sleep in some of these regionals I watch. He puts them to absolute sleep, like out cold, right? I know Klein, maybe he's been knocked out once. Yeah, he's been knocked out one time, and that was a long time ago, 2017. But he's been hurt. He's definitely been hurt in fights. If I remember correctly, Michael Trezano hurt him pretty fucking bad in that fight. You know, if Musayev lands a big shot, I definitely think he could knock him out. He's got a ton of power. But plus 600 on this guy for knockout is kind of crazy to me, man. Honestly, I think it should be like 450, 500 at most. So I'm going with KO here on Musayev. Probably not going to win the fight, but 6-1. I think there's a world he can knock this dude out.
This is a tough fight because I think Ludovic Klein is like one of the more inconsistent fighters, and his ceiling and his floor are just massively, gapped between like probably 20 floors. You just don't know. Are you going to get the guy that lost to Trizano? Are you going to get the guy that should have lost to Jai Herbert? Are you going to get the guy that fought close with Roosevelt Roberts? Are you going to get like he's fought like really, really bad in certain fights? Are you going to get the fight that he fucking beats Mason Jones's ass for 3 rounds and stuffs all his majority of his takedowns? Yeah, it's just really tough. Like he's just very Jekyll and Hyde type fighter to me. Musayev, he's just like bonk or bust, I think, in this fight. Like he just doesn't do enough. Klein to me is like low volume and Musayev is like no volume. I just think that, Klein's going to probably do more. And what I don't like from Musayev is in southpaw exchanges with Bahamondes and in other southpaw exchanges that I saw him, he's getting hurt a lot of the time. And I think it's live for Klein to hurt him as this fight goes along. Musayev also slows down in fights, and he seems a little bit wilty to me. I'm going to go with round 2, 850, round 3 plus 1400. I also think Club and Sub is live after the knockdown versus Bahamondes. He gave up his back. I think Klein could get his back and potentially sub there as well. So I don't think it's just KO. I think the KO's live with the head kick for Klein. I think this is one of the first guys in a while that's actually short enough that Klein can get the kick up to the head now. He's been fighting some giants recently. So yeah, give me late round props for Klein at plus 850 and plus 1400. I just think that he's gonna out volume, and I think that, like I said, the southpaw stance is going to give Musayev some struggles.
Yeah, could definitely. I mean, that could definitely be the case. And I do think, like I said, I think the cleaner striker is Ludovic Klein. He's going to be a little bit faster. He's younger, obviously. He's coming off that injury. I mean, it's been a while. I think he's completely fine. It was like a leg injury, and he's had enough time.
For Rebecca.
Yeah, I mean, he's 31 years old. It's not like this guy's, coming back from an injury at 40 or something, who we will talk about later, but we have something like that coming up. Moving on. Next fight. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 19-3 Milos Janicic versus the 9-2 Noah Goganin. Goganin minus 120. Janicic plus 100. Tim, this is a great fight. 2 young guys. 2 newcomers, 2 guys that are UFC worthy, in my opinion. What do you like here?
Yeah, this is going to be a war. I've been going back and forth on this one, and I ended up going like a little bit contrarian on this fight. I think, even though I think that this fight's going to be a war, and I do think that both guys have potential to finish the fight, and are dangerous fighters, I think that this fight is just going to be kind of a back and forth war where both guys have some success. I think the more dangerous striker and the more kind of like explosive brawl style is Milos here. I think Gunyan has more of a well-rounded kind of game. I think he's going to be the more physical kind of wrestler. I think that he's a little bit more technical on the feet, but I think he's also a little bit, I think he can be like bullied a little bit more than Milos can in certain fights. Like, I just think he can be beat up and kind of he kind of went away in one of the fights that I saw where he got finished. And I think that he's going to need to try to grapple a little bit in this fight and try to get the fight down to the ground. If he doesn't, I don't think that he's like a wash on the feet. I think it's pretty close on the feet. I just don't know if he's going to like the pressure from Milos. To me, I'm going to go with ends by split at plus 800. Milos by decision is plus 650, and Milos by split is 16-1. I think it could be a back and forth war, and I think that give me the Serbian guy to get do a little bit more damage, be a little bit more explosive. and be a close fight. But I think ends by split, and then doing the trifecta on Milos points, Milos split.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of think it's going to be a close fight. It's two young guys, obviously. They're pairing them here, and I do think that the guy that, for me, the guy that like has a little bit more of a well-rounded game, I would say, is Noah. Like with the wrestling, I would say. Janicic. He's a Muay Thai guy mainly. Does a lot of Muay Thai. Trains out there in Thailand. He's got a lot of Muay Thai fights actually. If you watch, he fought on RWS, I believe. I watched him fight over there in Thailand. So he has kickboxing fights. The guy has bare knuckle fights. He's got fucking dirty boxing fights. So he's fighting everywhere. I mean, the guy has a lot of experience, right? A lot of experience, way more than Noah. He's 4 years older, but he's got a ton more experience. I will say that, like, watching some of these fights when he's faced actual wrestlers, guys that can grapple him, he got taken down quite a bit. I mean, Akbar Gadzar Perkiev or whatever, he's 20-11. Took him down quite a bit. Maybe that guy's a great wrestler, but he did take him down quite a bit. Roman Shizminski also took him down later in the fight. I just think Noah is well-rounded where he can get takedowns here, and he's very, very physical as well, Noah. And I think like he's probably the better submission grappler, honestly, from what I've seen. I know Janicic has a lot of subs, but they're against absolute like bottom of the barrel bums, I think Noah sub is live here. It's plus 600. I think this is the best grappler wrestler that he's faced. And not to mention, not only is he a best grappler wrestler he's faced, I think he's also the best well-rounded fighter he's ever faced. So he's got to worry about the punches coming back, but he's also got to worry about wrestling here. It's not like a one-trick pony. You know what I'm saying? So there is for sure a world where Milos can hurt him. Noah has been hurt and finished. And Milos hits hard, and he's very big and strong. So definitely could hurt him and finish him as well. But plus 600 just kind of caught my eye. I'm like, you know what? This guy's really not been tested with the jiu-jitsu. He is a Muay Thai guy. Let's see what he has. I believe he's a purple belt as well. If I'm not mistaken, either blue or purple. So he does have jiu-jitsu. I mean, he knows what it is. But let's see. Let's see what kind of jiu-jitsu he has. And I'm not saying Noah's like some ace with jiu-jitsu, but I think he's a good grappler, and he has got nasty ground and pound, man. I could see a world where he just throwing savage ground and pound. This guy, Milos, is like, fuck this. Let me give up my back instead of eating these elbows, All right. That's probably one of the best fights, by the way, on the card, in my opinion. Moving on. Next fight. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 7-4 Gilbert Urbina versus the 14-3 Vlasto Sipo. Sipo minus 360. Urbina plus 289. Urbina moving up to 185 again. And we talked about Marauders, Tim. This guy is an absolute animal. Seppo is he's an instructor for the special forces unit in Slovakia. Or is it Serbia or Slovakia? Or Serbia, sorry. He's the special forces guy in Serbia, instructor. Dude, he fights like a fucking animal, man. Like, this guy's just throwing everything into every shot for as long as the fight lasts. And they don't last long. That's the thing. None of his fights last long. And I just think the physicality and his style is going to give Urbina a lot of... Like, Urbina wants to stay on the outside. He wants to kick you, maybe mix and take. Like, Chepo is not going to give you fucking any room to breathe to kick him from the outside. You know what I'm saying? He did drop Medic for what it's worth. Like, he dropped Medic, but even like Medic, he was trying to like kickbox and he landed a big shot and Medic got dropped. This guy is not going to do that. He's going to come forward and let me tell you, this guy has a hell of a chin too. To fight the way he does, listen, to fight the way this guy does, you need a hell of a chin. Otherwise, you're going to get knocked out every other fight. because he's taking howitzers back in every fight and just coming forward like a madman. Honestly, I mean, this fight, this is one of those fights where you should be playing it in different directions. I think Seppo round 1, it's like minus money. KO1 is minus 106. If you can get a Rivers, it's the best price. I think that's what happens, honestly. He's going to knock Gilbert Urbina out. Like, it just is what it is. But, like, if this fight happens to extend him, this Chepo guy gasses the fuck out bad. And if Urbina can maybe land a takedown, right? Kind of extend the fight, make this guy work. His arm's a little heavy. He cannot throw power anymore in round 3 or 2. Well, Urbina's live to finish him in round 2 and 3. So I think you can play it multiple ways. It's either KO1 Chepo or Urbina 2-3. Honestly, it's 13 and 28 to 1. They're big numbers. And if like sub is like insanely big numbers. So that's how I see this fight. But I see Seppo killing him, bro. Urbina, I don't think can deal with this guy's pressure. But one last thing, this guy is gonna get faded, guaranteed. Like that, there's no doubt. But go ahead.
Yeah, you stole everything I was going to say on the fade at the end there, and I just hope he nukes him so that we continue to get minus 300 on him versus anybody who can take him down. Like, he's an absolute fish on the ground and just looks terrible as soon as he gets tired. Yeah, he's like Terrence McKinney without grappling. You know, dude's just got around. He looks like he's got a round to give, and that's about it. He wilts when things don't go his way. Yeah, Urbina's not the guy, though. I mean, I just don't think he's the guy. I don't think he's physical enough to get him down early in the fight. I don't think he's got enough durability to withstand the barrage of punches that are going to come his way. I went with Seppo under half a round at plus 185. I think he kills him early in this fight. So I think that's probably the best. I just getting a minus 360 to plus 185 somehow is fine by me. Like you said, the minus 100, minus or plus 100, minus 105 to get an extra 2 minutes is probably more value to get that extra 2.5 minutes. But I'm just going to give a plus number and hope.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. It's just this guy is just absolutely fucking crazy, dude. They need to put this guy with another like madman, like 2 madmen in who's another middleweight that just goes balls to the wall. They need to put him with those type of guys because they would make exciting fights.
Under a minute, 6-1.
It's pretty good, honestly.
Isn't it?
I can promise you he's gonna go for it.
No like, shit. Like under a minute, 6-1, and on 2 minutes is 450.
Wait, does he have any under minutes? He actually doesn't.
He doesn't?
Oh, he does. He does. 1, 2, 3. He has 3 in under a minute. Now, under half a round, he has a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11 and under half a round if you want that.
Yeah.
What is under half a round?
Plus 185.
It's not bad. I mean, 11 of his 14 wins are under half a round.
Yep.
Obviously, they're not UFC level fighters, but they're still under half a round. I mean, yeah, and he can, I agree with what Harvey is saying here. He could definitely defend takedowns when he's fresh.
Yeah, his first level.
Put an asterisk next to that. When he's fresh, yes, round 1. Once his guessing goes down, takedowns are free. It's like open season for takedowns. So, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting fight. Let's move on. Next fight in the middleweight division. It is the 13-6 Dusko Todorovic versus the 11-6 Robert Valentin. Valentin minus 150. Oh, actually, he's minus 170 now. Todorovic plus 149. Tim, this one's yours. This banger.
This fight to me is This fight is kind of like just giant douche versus turd sandwich. Dusko Todorovic is he had to pull out one of his last fight with like another knee injury from what I heard. And Robert Valentin is a guy that's like, I don't know, not really great striker. If he can get on top of guys, he's got good offensive jiu-jitsu and grappling, but when he's on bottom, he's not good. He's fighting. He's been training with Fluffy and Sean Strickland, guys like that. So that's good for him. Todorovic, always chin issues. I think Todorovic's offensive wrestling is kind of, it's above average. His defensive grappling, I don't think he's fought guys that are trying like really good at, offensively grappling and wrestling recently. But like, if you look back at his tape when he was in shape and didn't have knee surgeries, he got, taken down multiple times by Jordan Wright and fucked up on the ground by him before Jordan Wright went, to Jordan Wright land and gassed out and then died. Striking in this fight to me, I think is way closer than I think most people think, because I don't think like Todorovic is really slow and hittable and his chin is a concern, but I think Valentin's chin is a concern as well. And I don't think that he's like defensively responsible at all. So I think both these guys are hittable, and I think both of them have chin issues, but I don't think either one of them has like massive power. Like, and just like, stopping power. So I think it's possible that their chins could hold up against each other, similar to the Zach Reese fight with Todorovic. Like, I kind of like would put like Valentin at like that level striking. Like, I don't think that he's got like nukes in his hand. I also don't think that Todorovic has stopping power in his hands either. So I'm going to go with GTD plus 320. End split plus 1100. If you want to take, I think those would be my two picks, but I'm just going to say, just for the people, if you have a certain side, Dusko points is plus 650, Valentin points plus 850, Dusko split is plus 1600, Valentin split is 2200. I just think end split plus 1100 is good enough for me, and GTD plus 320 is good for me.
God, you're making me rethink my pick. Because, I mean, is there a world that this goes to decision? For sure. Dusko's very weird. Like for instance, Zach Reese is not a guy that goes to decision much. Like, he just isn't. He's mostly kill or be killed. He's only been to decision 3 times. One of them was Dusko. Then when you look at the fight against Gregory Rodriguez, who in their right mind would think Todorovic goes to decision against Gregory Rodriguez?
Insane, yeah.
And somehow he makes it to decision there. Like taking out the Christian Leroy Duncan fight, which he injured his knee.
It wasn't one shot bonk against Malik either.
No, it was a lot. I mean, the Njokuani was, but that was like an elbow to the back of the ear. Like, it's like whatever, anybody can die, then. However, I will say Valentin does have good elbows, so he needs to be careful, because I think Valentin killed that dude on he killed that guy on Tough with an elbow. He murdered him with it, dude. He put him out. Like, who was the dude's name? Giannis Bashar. That was an elbow. It says a punch. I don't know why it says punch. It was like a fucking nasty elbow. Just killed him. Obliterated that guy. So I kind of agree with you. He's not really like, he's more a submission guy. I don't think he has like hands, like as far as like boxing power. He does use a lot of knees and elbows. He's just a wild fucking man, honestly. Valentin. The problem for Dusko is like, he's probably the more technical person everywhere. He's probably the more technical wrestler, striker, but when you look at like will to win, the intangible side of MMA, it's like all on Robert Valentin, in my opinion. Like he's been through like some wars, hell and back, and won fights. You know what I'm saying? Where he's looked like he was going to get finished. I really can't say the same for Dusko. Like what fight would that be? You know what? You know what I'm saying? Which fight did he come back from hell and win? Maybe Jordan Wright in the beginning.
Yeah.
But Jordan Wright does that to everybody. Like, and then he gasses, right? So I don't know, man. I don't have a good take on this fight, honestly, at all. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't know who's gonna lose. It's like I had written down Valentin by KO at plus 300, but it's probably not good, honestly. The more I think about it, it's like he's gonna have to land a big elbow, or maybe he gets on top and ground and pound, but I don't know. I'm gonna give that out. I mean, that's what I had written down, but I hate this fight, dude. I really don't like. I want nothing to do with these two. Bad fight IQ fighters, not good fighters, and just I want nothing to do with these two guys. Moving on, next fight in the heavyweight division. It is the 27-11 Marcin Tybura versus the 14-6 Alexander Rakic. Rakic minus 360, Tybura plus 289. This is the same exact line, I believe, that we have with Michael Oliveira. Same exact line, Tim. Minus 360. Oh, shit. 3 different fights have the same exact line. Minus 360 plus 289. Oban Elliott, Michael Oliveira, Gilbert Urbina Chepo, and Alexander Rakic Tybura. Same exact line on all 3. It's weird. Is this one yours? Yeah, this one's yours or mine?
No, this is yours.
Mine. This is mine. I mean, Rakic moving up to heavyweight, put on good weight. Plus, I think he was 237. Looked very good, honestly, on the scales. Ripped, strong. I think it's a smart move for him, honestly. I think this guy was killing himself to make 205. I mean, look how big he is, 6'4". All muscle, too. Like, where was the weight cut? Like, what was he cutting? Where was the weight coming from? You know what I'm saying? It's like it must have, like, fucked up his chin, honestly, because he was cutting so much weight. And I know he got dropped by a jab last fight, and it didn't look good. I think this move up is great for him. They're putting him against the heavyweight who's washed, in my opinion, Marcin Tybura. Second of all, here's the main part of this whole fight. Marcin Tybura is going to be looking like he's fucking moving in sand, while Alexander Rakic is going to be like on the track field, bro. The difference in speed. The other thing is, like, I don't think Marcin Tybura could just cage push this guy. First of all, he needs to track him down to cage push him. Second of all, I think Alexander Rakic is actually a good wrestler. Like, he in the clinch, he's good. You're not going to be able to just easily manipulate this guy down. And then the main part of this, Tim, is, man, those legs are going to get obliterated for Tybura. Those leg kicks are going to come early and often, dude. And Tybura is very, like, he switches stances, don't get me wrong, but he's southpaw. And I think Alexander's just going to keep kicking those legs, inside leg kicks. He kicks them a lot. And, the one thing I will say with Alexander Rakic that it just seems like to me in a lot of his fights, he doesn't have killer instinct, man. His finishes have really not come like you thought they would, like from a big, strong guy. I mean, he's got 14 wins. 9 are by KO, right? But look at what type of KO. Spinning back fist, head kick. Early on, yes, he had KOs early on in his career, but when he got to the UFC, he's got two KOs, Tim, and one of them is spinning back fist and a head kick. So not really. I mean, this guy couldn't finish Ledette, Barroso. He couldn't finish Barroso, Ledette. I don't think he's a big finisher, honestly. And Tybura, for what it's worth, yes, he got finished recently, and D'Elia finished him, but D'Elia is very aggressive, completely different than what Rakic fights. Outside of that, he's really hasn't been knocked out since Augusto Sakai and 7 years ago. And he's faced arguably much bigger hitters like Volkov. Even Romanov throws harder. I'm sorry, he got finished by Aspinall. Yeah, but Aspinall is like, I mean, are we gonna even compare Aspinall?
Different level, yeah, different.
But like, Even like Denise landed big shots on him early. Like I think he was fine. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with decision here on Rakic. That's where I'm going. Plus 200. I just don't think he has that killer instinct, in my opinion. But I think he wins an easy decision.
Yeah, I agree with you that he hasn't shown the finishing like, but I'm think that he's going to land a head kick, honestly, in this fight. Tabura got head kicked versus Aspinall. I got head kicked versus Denise as well. I think that that's kind of like what's going to happen here. I just think that Rakic is going to throw a couple combos and then, like you said, like eat him up with some calf kicks, and then I just think he's going to raise a level up and head kick him. I round 1 plus 300, round 2 plus 500. Not a ton of confidence to bank your bet on a head kick, but just from what I see on the tape, Marcin is getting head kicked by a couple fighters, and I think that that's like the biggest weapon for Rakic to finish with. And I think his kicks are nasty. I think he's going to have a huge speed advantage in this fight. I agree that this is the weight class for him to go. Heavyweight's just way less skilled, and it's not like Rakic is a massive light heavyweight at 6'4", like just huge reach. He's not that much smaller. He's just losing a little bit in weight compared to these guys. I think it's like a Vitor Petrino type move up to heavyweight. I think it's a smart move.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a very smart move. Like even Petrino, right? Like he's around the same weight, 238, 240, right? Yeah. So he's worked his way into heavyweight like the right way, right? Meanwhile, we're going to have Jamal Hill soon at heavyweight, and that's a little bit of a different story.
Yeah.
But let's move on here. Next fight, co-main event. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 29-11-2 Jan Blachowicz versus the 10-0 Navajo Sterling. And currently, Sterling minus 335, Blachowicz plus 270. Tim, take us away, co-main event.
Just trying to get myself to see this as, Navajo Sterling, trying to see my way to a finish with him, but I just can't get to it. Like, I think it's going to be a Navajo decision. It's a bad line. But if I'm making a case for a Lambo in this fight, I would go end split at plus 400, Jan by split plus 1200. I just think that Jan can fight close against guys that are going to counterpunch with him. And I think Sterling is not as much of a counterpuncher as like Ulberg and Ankalaev are, where they're kind of like allowing Jan to get his game off and kind of respecting him and, letting him get his calf kicks off and things like that. And having a low volume, tepid striking affair. I don't think that Sterling is as countery as those guys are. I think he's a little bit more on the front foot and a little bit more he'll take some shots first. But I just think Jan's just an awkward, vet, and his striking is awkward and his timing is awkward on his strikes. And it's tough to see when he's coming at you with different things. He's going to throw different kicks at you. He's going to try to destroy your leg. I think the speed difference here is just massive. I think that's eventually what's going to, lose Jan the fight, is that he's just going to be too slow, and there's going to just be, he's probably going to get out volume by 15 to 20 strokes, or not strikes in this fight. And I think he loses, but I think if I'm going to give a Lambo, it's going to be end split. Jan can fight closer with a lot of these guys and have some moments, and Jan by split is plus 1200. So, but I lean Sterling decision, to be honest.
You're either thinking of tennis or the lotion.
Yeah, right.
That made me laugh. 15 to 20 strokes. Yeah, I mean, this is the fight I said red flag coming back from injury, right? We talked about the injury on Klein. Now we could talk about the injury on Jan. Dude, April 26th, I believe, or something like that. 23rd, maybe. he had torn meniscus surgery, right? It's 3.5 months. He's coming back from torn meniscus surgery at 43, bro. Like, there's no way that fucking thing is completely healed. Like, is it 100% healed to like fight?
It just depends on the level of what they're cleaning up.
It's from according to his post, it was a complete meniscus tear. I don't know. But dude, 43 years old. Like, we have to take that like your recovery time is way different than a 28-year-old, 25-year-old. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he's coming back way too soon against a much more athletic, much more I don't even know what you want to call Navajo. Like, I don't think Navajo's great, to be honest. I think he reaches a lot. He shells up a lot. There's some really bad attributes that I've seen from Navajo that I think it's going to keep him away from being like a top-rated light heavyweight. Now, light heavyweight is very thin, so that might help him. But I don't think this guy's beaten any of the top guys. Like, he fights a guy like Ulberg. He gets sparked bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy can't hang with those guys up there. The thing is, like, you know what won't shock me in this fight, Tim? Navajo Sterling getting a takedown along the fence. It will not shock me for him to drop levels. And because Jan, I promise you, Jan at this age nowadays, if you get him flat on his back, it's good night. Round's done. Like, he's got no ability to get up anymore. He's got no hips. He's just way too old. He's way too slow. It's not like he can shrimp up and shrimp out, and the guy is just going to be probably on his back the entire round, right? But honestly, like, Sterling doesn't impress me, dude. Like, Jan, if he wasn't coming off the surgery, honestly, like because I can't bet him. I just can't bet him 3.5 months off the surgery being that old. It's very, very hard. But when you look at Jan, man, how competitive he was with some of these guys, like being competitive with Ulberg, who is, I would say 2 times, 3 times better than what Sterling is. Just being competitive there alone should tell you that he should be competitive in this fight, because Ulberg is just a way better striker than this guy. He's way better footwork, faster, more power in his hands as well, Ulberg. So it's like, if he was competitive in that fight and won a round in that fight, why can't he be competitive against Sterling, right? And I would venture to say the only thing holding him back might be this surgery, dude. If he's 100% and there's no like complications, he's the same, you know, obviously he's 43, but he could still work a lot. I mean, he could still leg kick. He has those nasty leg kicks. He still has power in his hands. He's still going to maraud forward. It's hard to make him go on his back foot. He's always usually on the front foot. But I think the age, the speed, the athleticism, I think that's all Sterling, and it's Sterling by decision is plus 112. It's so shitty, Tim. It's so freaking shitty at plus 112, you know? But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I think this is one of those what do you call it? This is one of those spots where in the real world, like in a real world, I would be playing Jan, but I mean, it's not a real world anymore. This guy's fucking hurt. He's surgery. He pulled out of a fight recently. He obviously wasn't healthy. He's hurt. Yeah, I just can't do it. Sterling decision for me, but it's this guy's a fade for me, honestly. Sterling, he drops rounds all the time. I mean, he's not like winning clean. Like Kutalaba almost finished him. Like, I don't know. All right, Tim, how many likes do we have, Tim? I forgot to ask you. You got a lot of likes, or? You there?
We need more. There's not a lot. No.
All right. There's not a lot. All right, guys.
You got to do
please
better.
Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Uncle Weezy in the house. He says Jan is being held together with duct tape for real. He's tough though. He is tough. Soul 6 says Jan's constantly getting disrespected at the betting window, but I can't get there. I'm with you, bro. Navajo has such heels. Yeah. That's the thing, man. I wish there wasn't these red flags, because I probably bet him. 270 is crazy, just on the surface. It's a little crazy, man. It's a little crazy. All right, let's move on. Main event of the night, Tim. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 20-5 Daniel Rodriguez versus the 13-3 Uros Medic, and currently Medic minus 400. Rodriguez is a plus 316 underdog. I will kick this one off here. You know what? Even though Rodriguez is on this winning streak, I think it's kind of fraudulent, to be honest. Like, Kevin Holland fight, okay, he looked good. He also almost got finished in round 3, but Kevin Holland just messes around way too much. He doesn't take really fighting that seriously. Ponzinibbio is as washed as they come. Morono is completely washed, and he went to split there. Like, he's been finished prior to that by Neil Magny and Ian Gary via head kick. But man, you know, I don't think Medic is like a great fighter, but my God, does he have power in his hands? Like, it's one hitter quitter every single time. And the problem for Rodriguez is he's too tough for his own good in this fight, in my opinion. Now, he could land something big and maybe hurt Medic as well. I'm not saying he can't, because Medic is there to be cracked too. But the length, the size, the youth, I think Medic is going to land on him big early. I think this ends round 1. I'm pretty damn confident he's going to knock out Rodriguez in round 1. It's plus 125. He's going to land the left down the pipe, and Rodriguez probably going to go to sleep. You know, being in jail for so long, coming out here facing a guy like this that's been fighting, been training, it's just, you know, almost 40 years old. He's going to be 40 in December. That win streak is coming to an end, bro. Like, they rewarded him, I think, the UFC with a main event here. This is the first main event I think he's ever been in. And they're rewarding him here, but he's going to sleep. Like, I am pretty damn fucking confident he's going to go to sleep early here. And, you know, he's a tough dude, but you're not going to take Medic's big shots.
Yeah, this fight for me is a there's big red flags on both these guys. Medic is always getting hurt and dropped in his fights. The thing I think also on Medic that is not the narrative on him that I don't think is true is that he's a round 1 or bust fighter. Like, dude carries power in round 3, knocks out Semmelsberger in round 3, knocks out Omar Morales in round 2. Like, he carries his power late. I just think that he's getting guys out early or getting knocked out himself. Or subbed. Like, I just think if you have a guy that can grapple, that's physical, i.e. like Miktabek Oralbai or Jalen Turner plus 700 sub was a beauty to get versus Medic. I think, you know, you get certain types of matchups versus Medic. It's really good. He got dropped by Urbina, also terrible look. Puna walked him down, nuked him. So Medic can be hurt. I think he's defensively, you know, like open. And he's willing to take a shot to give a shot because he knows that if he gets the shot that he wants, he can nuke you. I just can't get there with Rodriguez. I kind of agree with you that, you know, like that Holland fight was like, it's an anomaly. It's just like an outlier result. Like, I think if they fought, you know, 10 times, I think that fight happens 1 time out of 10, to be honest. Like, I really don't think it's a normal thing. I think we have this shit happen in MMA all the time where it's just like, you know, good bet for the guys that did it, you know, guys that are parlaying, Kevin, you deserve what you got. At minus 300, should never be doing that shit. But like, the Morono fight was just a fucking horrible look. I just think that he just hasn't looked like he looked in that Holland fight in a really, really long time. So I ended up going, I do agree with you that it's definitely live for a KO1 for Medic, but I ended up just going KO2, KO3 plus 500, plus 1400. KO4 is 2400. I don't think it hits, but KO23 I think are live. I think Rodriguez is durable and might be able to take a first few shots.
All right, yeah, it's possible for sure. I think he's too willing to engage. That's going to be his issue. And my kind of like Jeff Neal, just willing to stand there and trade. I think that's going to bite him in the ass in this fight. You know. All right, Tim. All 14 fights. It is the Lambo parlay time. I got 2. I will let you go first, though. Give us the 2 that you have. Yours might be better than mine.
Got Rebecca sub, Nina sub, Sterling points, 21-1.
Rebecca sub. Who's the second one?
Nina versus Cowan.
Oh, Nina sub, and the third one is what?
Sterling points.
And what's that?
21-1.
Okay.
That's all I got.
You only got one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. I'm going to go with Leka points, Ludovic Klein points, Rakic points, Sterling points, 43-1. The next one is Rebecca sub, Nikolic inside the distance, Michael Oliveira KO23, 27-1. That's it. Wrapped it up. 14 fights, Lambo parlays, 503 live viewers. Appreciate all of you. You guys are the GOATs. Thank you to everybody that tuned in today. It's a very early card tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys have your alarm clocks on. Tim, did you get your Wagyu? Are you going to make early steak and eggs or anything good in the morning?
I have Wagyus, dude. I did get a bunch of Wagyus ready, man. I ordered them. They was 25% off. So I got some.
Wait, where do you order your Wagyus?
Snake River Farms. It's really
Inquiring
good.
minds want to know.
Snake River Farms.
So that's where all your money goes.
A decent amount of money goes there for
now,
sure.
Are you invested in their company in the stock market?
I probably have like 1% just by, just naturally.
How
many steaks I've bought? Yeah.
Is it Japanese Wagyu or what kind of Wagyu is it?
No, it's Australian. It's a place. I'm not sure exactly where they're from, but it's really good shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might end up ordering some and try it. I've heard of them before. Snake River Farms. I think they're online. They have like a lot of.
What is your favorite steak? What do you like the most?
I like bone and ribeye.
Okay.
Honestly, marbleized, like those marbleized bone and ribeyes.
Yeah.
But I like I've had Australian Wagyu strip steak, or not strip steak, skirt steak, like what are they, arrachera, or they call it, whatever. Very, very good. The Australian skirt steak is incredible. The Wagyu one, it's actually really, really good. I've had it in Vegas. So, thank you to everybody in chat. Love you guys. I love my co-host here. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Tomorrow, again, very early, Tim, very, very early. We're going to catch some Lambos. We're going to catch a Lambo parlay, 1 or 2, and then we're off in the sunset. So good luck tomorrow, and let's cash these tickets for UFC Belgrade.